Welcome to the Ball Boy Football Podcast presented by Rate Game Sports. Rate Game Sports is a free app on iOS and Android where you can rate games on a scale of 1 to 10, engage in conversation with other sports fans around the world, and voice your opinions. Watch, rate, and repeat. Download Rate Game today wherever you have your app store. It is officially mock draft season time. Today, we're going to go over my mock draft 1.0 for all 32 teams in the first round. Let's get into it. Number one overall should be a surprise to absolutely nobody. The Raiders are going to take Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana. The two questions remain for the Vegas Raiders right now. Who are you going to hire to develop and coach Fernando Mendoza? And who is Fernando Mendoza's wide receiver one going to be? You have Brock Bowers, you have Ashton Jeanty, but you don't have a wide receiver one. Do you pair him in the second round with one of his teammates, Omar Cooper, Elijah Sherratt? The Raiders have a ton of cap space that they could use on a receiver in free agency, but nonetheless, Mendoza will go to the Raiders here at number one overall. Number two overall, the New York Jets on the clock. This is where the draft truly starts because you don't know who they're going to take. They're absolutely needy on defense. Dante Moore returning to college threw a wrench in their draft plans. I have the Jets taking Caleb Downs here, safety out of Ohio State, here at number two. The Jets secondary this season was truly horrendous, and I do believe that why not get the best secondary prospect available in Caleb Downs to help out that defense and the secondary. I don't necessarily think they need a pass rusher as much as other people do. They still have Jermaine Johnson, they still have Will McDonald, and so I've seen them take Arvell Reese here at number two according to other mock drafts, and that's fine. It's either Arvell Reese or Caleb Downs here for me, but I chose Caleb Downs. The secondary needs help. Caleb Downs is the best prospect for a secondary player. Cardinals now on the clock here at number three. I have them taking Rueben Bain Jr., pass rusher edge out of the University of Miami. Rueben Bain Jr. for me is probably the best prospect available in this draft class. He's very physical, he's very dominant, and the Cardinals need help on defense. They need someone to pair along with Josh Sweat, and for that reason, I have them taking Rueben Bain Jr. here at number three to help get some more pass rush on defense. You look at that division, every other team in that division has a pass rush. The Seahawks have a pass rush, the Rams have a pass rush, the 49ers have a pass rush. The Cardinals are the only team defensively that don't have a good pass rush in that division. If you're going to compete in that division, you need to take Rueben Bain Jr. here at number three. Titans on the clock here at number four. They just hired Robert Saleh, former New York Jets head coach, to be their next head coach. Now, Saleh is a very defensive-minded coach. I wouldn't be surprised if they go David Bailey, edge rusher, out of Texas Tech here, but that's not my pick. I have them taking Carnell Tate. Now, I do know that they have a ton of cap space, and I do think that they will make a move for a big pass catcher, such as maybe George Pickens, but they do need to inject some youth into that receiving core, and for me, Carnell Tate is the pick here at number four for the Titans. Number six here for the Giants, I have them taking Francis Mauigoa, offensive tackle out of Miami. They need guys who love football. John Harbaugh in his press conference said that he wants the Giants to be physical, dominating in the trenches, and they want to find guys that love football. And Francis absolutely fits that mold. You need someone to protect Jackson Dart, and for me, that is Francis Mauigoa. Now, I have seen people mock Makai Lemon or Jordan Tyson here to the Giants at number five, but I don't think that's a glaring need for the Giants, especially since they have Malik Neighbors. I do think that offensive line needs more work, hence the pick for Francis Mauigoa here at number five to the Giants. At number six here for the Browns, one of their two first-round picks, I have them taking Spencer Fano, offensive tackle out of Utah. The Browns are set to lose 3 out of their 5 offensive linemen to free agency. I don't think they re-sign them. They need offensive help. It doesn't matter what receiver you pair with whoever's at quarterback in 2026 if they have no time to throw the ball. So Spencer Fano is the pick here at number six. Again, I do think it's too early to take a receiver in the top 6 other than Carnell Tate. So for me, Spencer Fano is the pick here at number 6 to Cleveland. At number 7 here, I have Arvell Reese going to the Washington Commanders. Their defense is getting up there in age. Bobby Wagner specifically. I think Arvell Reese is the perfect guy to replace Bobby Wagner. I see a lot of similarities in both. So Arvell Reese here at number 7 to the Washington Commanders for some defensive help. The Saints here at number 8 is a very interesting pick, and it boils down to 2 players for me, Jeremiah Love or Makai Lemon. Now, most mock drafts I've seen, they mock a receiver to the Saints here at number 8, and and that's not a bad idea. The Saints do need another pass catcher to pair alongside Chris Olave, but I have the Saints taking Jeremiah Love at number 8 here, and the reason why is because Tyler Shuck is entering his second year in the NFL as a quarterback. What better way to have him develop to that next step than to give him the explosive playmaking blanket in Jeremiah Love? Alvin Kamara's on his last year of his deal. He is a free agent after 2026. You might as well start getting his replacement now with Jeremiah Love. The Chiefs pick here at number 9 gets interesting now that Jeremiah Love is off the board, but in my personal opinion, I think that they will address the running back in free agency. I do believe that Breece Hall, former Jets running back, I do believe that Breece Hall will be a Kansas City Chief next season. I do believe he'll sign with the Chiefs in free agency. The Chiefs wanted to trade for Breece Hall. The Jets wanted a 3rd round pick. The Chiefs were only going to offer a 4th round pick, and so a deal didn't get made at the trade deadline this past season, but Breece Hall wants to be a Chief. The Chiefs want Breece Hall. I think it's perfect fit. And so with that being said, I think you take the best defensive player available in David Bailey out of Texas Tech. He is a special player for Steve Spagnuolo and that Chiefs defense. The Bengals here at number 10, they need defensive help and they need a lot of it. This pick is probably going to be a surprise to most people, but I have them taking defensive tackle out of Clemson, Peter Woods. Now, I am high on Peter Woods than most people. He's 6'3", 315 pounds. He's very good against the run. His pass rush is decent. His tackling needs work. But overall, Peter Woods is an absolute behemoth. His first step explosion is absolutely devastating for a man in his size. He gets off the ball with such violence that guards are routinely playing catch up from the snap. Hip flexibility and body control defies the laws of physics at 315 pounds, bends and contorts through gaps that should be physically impossible for interior linemen. Hands strike with legitimate concussive force when he times his punch correctly. And also watch the Georgia tape and you will see linemen visibly jolted backwards by contact. He also has side-to-side line range, belongs on a smaller player. Chases down ball carriers 80 or 90 pounds lighter with alarming ease on the backside. His swipe move is legitimately nasty and has become his bread and butter pass rush weapon. Times it beautifully and leaves guards grasping for air at the interior. Now, he does have some weaknesses as well. His gap discipline remains a legitimate concern on film. He gambles too much by undercutting blockers and shooting gaps rather than playing assignment sound football within the scheme. His pass rush arsenal lacks depth beyond his initial burst and swipe. When those fail to create immediate pressure, he tends to stall out and dance with blockers instead of countering. Overall, I do think that Peter Woods is a great pick here for the Bengals. They need defensive help, especially up front in the trenches, now that Trey Hendrickson most likely going to be a free agent and hit the market. So Peter Woods here at number 10 for the Bengals. Number 11 here for the Miami Dolphins on the clock. I think they take Jermod McCoy, defensive back out of the University of Tennessee. Jermod McCoy did not play in 2025 due to a torn ACL, but there's a reason why he's still projected to be a top 15 pick. The Dolphins just hired Jeff Hafley, the Packers defensive coordinator, as their new head coach. They're looking for an identity on defense, and I think Jermod McCoy is perfect for the Dolphins. His elite ball skills and instincts translate to turnovers. He shows rare spatial awareness in track and high point passes while maintaining body control through contact. He has exceptional timing and zone coverage. He baits quarterbacks into dangerous throws by appearing to give cushion before closing with explosive burst at the perfect moment. He also shows advanced route recognition beyond his years, rarely fooled by double moves or misdirection, and he processes route combinations quickly in real time. His natural fluidity in his transitions allows him to mirror receivers through breaks without losing stride or positional leverage. And he also brings real dog to the field in contested catch situations. He plays very physically, and I think that is a good thing for the Miami Dolphins. His injury does concern me a little bit, but overall, the Dolphins need help on defense. Jermod McCoy is the pick here for the Dolphins. Number 12 here, the Dallas Cowboys on the clock for the first of 2 times in the first round. The other pick from the Micah Parsons trade from the Green Bay Packers. I think at number 12, they take defensive back out of LSU, Mansour Delane. His elite coverage instincts border on clairvoyant. He reads route combinations before they develop, and he positions himself in throwing lanes with uncanny consistency. Also, he generated an absurd 27.5 passer rating when targeted this past season, essentially turning his side side of the field into a no-fly zone for SEC quarterbacks. He also has fluid hip turns and quick twitch athleticism that allows him to mirror receivers through their breaks without losing ground or grabbing clothing. His ball production is outstanding with 8 career interceptions and 27 passes defended, proving he finishes plays when the ball is in the air. He did not allow a single touchdown in 2025 and surrendered just 2 receptions of 20+ yards across the entire season. Also, he is a very disciplined cornerback, posted 0 penalties during his campaign at LSU, showcasing why the body control and discipline he has can compete physically without drawing flags. He also would provide a much needed help in the secondary. Trayvon Diggs is gone, Deron Bland isn't as good as he used to be. The Cowboys need help in the secondary, and I think Mansour Delane is perfect for the Dallas Cowboys. Pick number 13 here for the Los Angeles Rams. Their biggest weakness this season was in the secondary. All of their corners are undersized. When you look at the corners on the board here, Avion Terrell out of Clemson, he is 5'11", 180 pounds. He is way too little for the Rams to consider here. Guys like Brandon cease to amaze me. Dylan Thieneman is a good pick here at number 13 for the Rams, but I have them taking Toledo safety / defensive back Emmanuel McNeil Warren. He is 6'2", 202 pounds. He is the tallest / heaviest corner on the Rams roster if they draft him. Cam Curl, who they just gave an extension to, is 6 foot 205 pounds. The Rams are looking for higher model based corners / safeties. They're looking for players in the secondary who are built for NFL receivers, who are not undersized. Emmanuel McNeil Warren isn't, but also I do think he's a little bit underrated as well. He has exceptional length and frame. He's at 6'2", which gives him leverage and advantages that smaller safeties simply can't match in contested situations. He creates turnovers with regular through aggressive punch outs. He has mastered the art of attacking the football at contact points. He shows surprising hip fluidity for his build when transitioning from backpedal to drive on underneath routes and intermediate breaking patterns. He also has a physical presence against slot receivers and tight ends that makes him a matchup problem when rolled down into the box. Overall, this screams Los Angeles Rams for me, and so Emmanuel McNeil Warren at number 13 here to the Los Angeles Rams. Ravens on the clock here at number 14. I think they take Keldrick Falk, edge rusher out of Auburn. This dude is a monster. 6'6", 285 pounds is absolutely ridiculous. His imposing physical profile at 6'6" and 285 pounds with verified elite strength. He has a 700-pound squat, 415-pound bench that translates directly to violent hand usage and anchor ability at the point of attack. His run defense is already NFL caliber, as evidenced by his 62 run stops, leading all FES edge rushers over the past 3 seasons, consistently dominating at the point of attack regardless of scheme or alignment. He also sets a stout edge against power concepts and shows rare 2-gap potential for an edge player, holding his ground while possessing the strength to stack, shed, and pursue laterally. His alignment versatility allows defensive coordinators to deploy him from 5 technique, the 4-eye, the 3 technique, or even standing up on the edge, creating pre-snap confusion and matchup misadvantages. His long arm stab has become a legitimate weapon that maximizes his reach advantage, creating separation before offensive tackles can establish chest-to-chest contact and control the route. Jesse Minter was just hired this last week as the Ravens' new head coach. This guy screams Jesse Minter to me. The Bucks on the clock here at pick 15. They need help defensively. I have them taking Cassius Howell, edge rusher out of Texas A&M. He's 6'2", 248 pounds. He shows advanced hand fighting technique for his experience level, consistently winning the leverage battle with active hands and violent swipes. His motor runs hot from snap 1 to the final whistle, pursuing plays across the formation with relentless energy. He demonstrates impressive scheme versatility, dropping into coverage against tight ends while maintaining awareness in run fits. His length plays as a weapon, both rushing the passer and setting the edge, using long arms to control blockers. Football intelligence shines in complex situations, rarely fooled by misdirection or caught sleeping on RPO action. His natural bend around the arc allows him to flatten the corner and threaten the quarterback's back shoulder consistency. He's developed multiple pass rush moves, including an effective inside counter that keeps his tackles guessing on their sets. Lastly, lightning quick first steps creates immediate separation from tackles with the ankle flexibility to bend around the edge like a whip. The Buccaneers do not have a defensive identity other than at defensive tackle with Vita Vea. I do believe that pick here for them is Cassius Howell, edge out of Texas A&M. Halfway through the mock draft now, the Jets are back on the clock here at pick 16. This pick is from the Colts. I have them taking Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State here. I do believe that they double dip on defense. He's 6'4", 243 pounds, very elite at Ohio State, and he's also super athletic. He made Bruce Fieldman's freak list. He wrote at 6'4 and a half, 243 pounds. He broad jumped 11.0, vertical jumped 40 inches, and squatted 675 pounds. His body fat is 10%. If not for Jeremiah Smith, Styles would be the Buckeyes' biggest freak. He devastates run fits with violent hands and natural leverage, consistently winning one-on-one battles against pulling guards and lead blockers. He also closes on ball carriers with frightening speed for his size, regularly running down plays from backside pursuit angles. His football instincts shine through elite play recognition and pre-snap diagnosis, often triggering before the snap to blow up screens. Versatility allows him to seamlessly transition from linebacker, safety, and even slot coverage depending on offensive personnel groupings. He brings elite, legitimate pass rush ability from multiple alignments, showing natural hand usage and the flexibility to bend around the edge. The Jets need playmakers on defense here. They miss out on Arvell Reese at pick number 2. You get his teammate Sonny Styles here at pick number 16. I believe he fits the Aaron Glenn offensive system well and the defensive system well. Sonny Styles here, pick number 16 for the New York Jets. The Lions here at pick number 17, they're known to go off script here in the first round. They usually don't take guys who you would guess go in the first round, and for me, I'm going to keep it that way. At 6'5", 303 pounds, I have the Lions taking Jake Slaughter, inside offensive lineman from the University of Florida. He is 6'5", 303 pounds. He is very elite. He possesses surgical pass protection technique with exceptional core strength to anchor against power rushers, stonewalling even the SEC's most disruptive interior defenders while allowing just 1 sack in 800 snaps. He demonstrates savant-level mental processing when diagnosing blitzes, consistently identifying defensive fronts pre-snap and communicating adjustments that keep his quarterback clean throughout multiple hostile SEC environments. He exhibits powerful initial punch and run blocking with excellent timing that consistently jolts defenders backwards, creating immediate vertical displacement that translated directly to Florida's improved ground attack. He also shows rare competitive toughness, working in combination blocks, maintaining control through contact transitions, while keeping eyes downfield for incoming linebackers, a truly nasty when climbing to the second level. The Lions' offensive line this year was very down bad. I believe that they replenished this offensive line with Jake Slaughter, inside offensive lineman out of Florida. Vikings here at pick number 18, I have them taking Makai Lemon, wide receiver out of USC. Now, when you look at the Vikings receiving core, you'll notice that other than Justin Jefferson, they really don't have anybody. They're set to lose Jalen Naylor on offense to free agency. Jordan Addison can't stay out of trouble. Makai Lemon is 5'11", 195 pounds. He's very good in intermediate routes, and he's also a deep threat as well. He has lightning-quick acceleration off the line with piston-like leg drive that devours defensive cushion before corners can properly react or adjust their positioning. Technical route craftsman who manipulates defender leverage through subtle tempo changes and precise breakpoints that create consistent windows for his quarterback. He has nuanced understanding of zone coverage concepts that allows him to consistently locate soft spots between levels and present reliable targets in traffic. He also has natural ball plucking ability with excellent hand-eye coordination that enables him to secure catches away from his frame even through contact. Why, other than JJ McCarthy, would they take Makai Lemon, get Makai Lemon, give him a safety blanket? Makai Lemon here at pick 18 for the Carolina Panthers on the clock here at number 19, the first playoff team on the clock. I have them taking defensive edge TJ Parker out of Clemson. Parker possesses devastating hand usage and timing when shedding blocks, consistently creating separation with violent punch and active counters that leave tackles grasping for air. His natural ball dislodger with exceptional timing is insane. 6 forced fumbles in 2024 wasn't luck, but rather calculated violence and precise targeting at the catch points. He sets a firm edge against the run with excellent length and functional strength, controlling blockers before shedding to make his gap pay. Now, the Panthers defensively were miles better than they were in 2023. Let the rich get richer. future. Panthers take another defensive player here in the first round with TJ Parker. Pick number 20, I do believe the Dallas Cowboys will select Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State. It's about time Tyson comes off the board. I don't believe Pickens will become a Dallas Cowboy in 2026. I believe that he enters his name into the market and gets a fat bag from a team desperate for a wide receiver. I see a lot of similarities in Tyson and Pickens. They both are great in the contested catching ability. Their speed isn't insane, but they are playmakers who are great at contested catches and great at route running. So Jordan Tyson is like a mini George Pickens to me, and what better way to replace George Pickens with a mini George Pickens in Jordan Tyson? Now, I do understand that Tyson has an injury history, but that's why you have CeeDee Lamb. If Tyson can't be that duo for CeeDee Lamb, you have other receivers on the roster that can fill in the void. Steelers on the clock here at pick 31. I think they finally addressed wide receiver, and that is Denzel Boston, wide receiver out of Washington. Denzel creates natural separation at the stem with subtle body manipulation and deceptive long stride acceleration that lulls corners into false sense of timing. He is an absolute monster in contest catch situations, and he positions his frame masterfully. Doesn't just high point the ball, but actively boxes out defenders like a power forward. If you're looking for someone to pair DK Metcalf with, it is Denzel Boston out of Washington. They finally address wide receiver, and they get younger at the position. Chargers at pick 22. This pick has to be offensive line. It will be Emmanuel Pregnon here, offensive guard out of Oregon. He is great at pass blocking and run blocking. You really don't see any weaknesses in either. His core strength and lower body power generate immediate displacement at the point of attack, whether driving defensive tackles backwards on double teams or clearing running lanes on gap schemes that demand violent engagement and sustained push. His hand placement arrives with precise timing and jarring force, establishing first contact on his terms before defenders can execute their rush plan, stunning them with violent strikes that set the tone for the entire rep. The Chargers need to protect Justin Herbert. Their tackles are set, the guard is not. Get the best guard available in Emmanuel Pregnon out of Oregon. The Eagles at pick 3 take Kenyon Shadiq, tight end out of Oregon, to replace Dallas Goedert. Shadiq possesses explosive with elite time speed that allows him to separate vertically from linebackers and safeties. His natural hands of a receiver who consistently secures contested catches and demonstrates excellent ball tracking skills on throws outside of his frame. He's also a versatile route runner capable of lining up in line, in the slot, or split wide while creating separation through smooth releases. If you're looking for another pass catcher, Kenyon Shadiq fits that mold. The best ability is availability. Dallas Goedert has not been available for the Eagles the past 2 seasons. Get Kenyon Shadiq, get a free tight end, and you are set for 2026. At pick number 24 here, the Browns are picking for the second time. All the receivers who I have a first round grade on are off the board here, and that's completely fine because I don't think they address receiver in the first round anyways. I have them taking Vega Ione, offensive guard out of Penn State. He is 6'4", 330 pounds. He is a bowling ball. He's built like a fortress at 330 pounds. He has tremendous mass distribution and density that makes him nearly impossible to walk back. He delivers thunderous jump sets that resets the line of scrimmage and buries speed rushers before they can threaten the pocket. He shows surprising foot quickness for his size, reaching the perimeter on zone stretches and beating linebackers to leverage points. He grips defenders like a python once locked on, using powerful hands to control and steer rushers into oblivion. And as I said before at pick 6 when they took Spencer Fano, this offensive line is disastrous. It doesn't matter who you have at quarterback in 2026 or receiver if they have no time to throw the ball, or you have no run game either because you can't run the ball because your offensive line sucks. So in the first round, I have the Browns double dipping at offensive line with Vega Ione out of Penn State. At 25 here, I think the Bears take an underrated name of mine in this draft class, Josiah Josephs. He's 6'3", 240 pounds out of Tennessee. He's a freakish 82-inch wingspan that creates immediate leverage advantages, allowing him to stab and control offensive tackles before they can get their hands on his frame. He possesses rare first-step quickness that consistently puts offensive linemen in recovery mode, the type of get-off that can't be taught or developed. He plays with excellent discipline against the run, setting a hard edge and and maintaining gap integrity while showing rare patience for a player with his explosiveness. His natural bend and flexibility when turning the corner lets him flatten to the quarterback at sharp angles that offensive tackles simply can't mirror. He shows impressive processing of backfield action, rarely bites on misdirection, and consistently diagnoses screen passes before they develop. He converts his speed to power effectively, delivering a shocking jolt with his long arm technique that consistently rocks SEC tackles backwards. His varied pass rush arsenal includes a devastating cross chop and inside counter that was particularly effective against Alabama and Oklahoma tackles. The Bears need help defensively. On offense, they're already set. If you want to go to that next level and be a Super Bowl contender, you take defense here. You take Joshua Stevens, who I believe honestly should be way higher up on many people's boards. Take an edge rusher here. The Bears are set. At number 26 here, the Buffalo Bills are on the clock. I don't believe there's a receiver here that you like to take in the first round. Chris Bell would probably be the pick here if he didn't tear his ACL. I like Casey Concepcion. I just don't think he's first round worthy. Elijah Surratt is good, but I don't think he's going to do much outside of this Curt Cignetti system. And so for me, I have the Bills taking a secondary player here, and that is Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon. He's 6 foot, 205 pounds, one of the better built safeties in this class. He has a rare athletic profile with an elite speed at 207 pounds that translates to explosive close-in burst when breaking on underneath routes or crashing downhill against the run. His elite diagnostic abilities paired with film room obsession constantly puts himself in perfect position before plays develop, and he rarely gets manipulated by quarterback eye discipline. His violent tackler with outside technique who brings bad intentions. He rips through the ball carriers with explosive hip rotation and consistently drives through contact point with proper leverage. He displays exceptional ball tracking and hand-eye coordination and coverage, showing natural receiver-like ability to adjust to the ball and high-point constable throws. Tre'Davious White is not getting any younger. Jordan Porter isn't getting any younger. You need to inject some youth into the secondary, and I believe Dylan is the perfect pick here at 26 for the Buffalo Bills. The 49ers at pick number 27. I do believe that they need help on the defense, especially just depth, because every year they have injuries on the defense. I believe they address that with Caden McDonald, defensive tackle out of Ohio State. At 6'3" and 326 pounds, he is a bowling ball. He has elite space eater who routinely occupies double teams and still makes plays through multiple blockers. He's devastating at anchor strength that allows him to hold the point against any center guard combination in football. He collapses the pocket from inside with sheer power, creating nowhere for quarterbacks to step up. He shows incredible play strength to literally throw 315-pound centers aside like they're blocking sleds. He tracks the football exceptionally well through traffic and knows when to shed blocks for tackles. He's surprisingly nimble at his feet for his size to allow him to slant and stunt effectively across formations. He fits the mold for the 49ers defense, who needs help at literally any position on that defense. Texans at pick 28 here. This is where Kadyn Proctor goes off the board. I like Kadyn Proctor. I just don't think he's very quick on his feet. He's 6'7", 366 pounds. He is an absolute freight train. He has a mountainous frame with planetary mass that anchors like concrete against bull rushes while maintaining enough bend to redirect fenders, and he can make SEC edge rushers look helpless. He's violently explosive with his hands and delivers thunderous initial punches capable of short-circuiting pass rushers when he connects. Clean defenders' momentum dies instantly. He is a road gradient power in the run game that allows him to displace defensive linemen with alarming ease, showed ability to create gap and holes against Georgia's dominant front. He's surprisingly lateral quickness for a behemoth his size, covers ground with deceptive efficiency when pulling or reaching the second level on zone schemes. He has a natural knee bend and ankle flexion uncommon for players carrying 360 plus pounds. He can sink his hips to absorb contact while maintaining leverage against quicker defenders. He is improving at his pass set angles to demonstrate football intelligence and coachability. He has learned to use his massive frame to funnel rushers wider, creating longer paths to the quarterback. The Texans' offensive line is an absolute joke. CJ Stroud needs help. CJ McCarthy is what we call him in the divisional round. CJ Stroud needs help overall. That line needs help overall. Get the most freakish offensive lineman on the board here with Kadyn Proctor out of Alabama. Rams on the clock here at 29. I think they double dip in the secondary, and I think they take Colton Hood, defensive back out of Tennessee. He's 6 foot, 195 pounds, and not only that, but he has experience as a special teamer. He has experience as a kick returner. And if you watch the Rams this year, what are the two weaknesses for LA? Special teams and secondary. Colton Hood not only addresses the secondary problem, but also the special teams problem as well. He has sound technique in both man and zone coverage with good understanding of leverage and position and fundamentals. He shows discipline in his back pedal and transition, rarely caught flat-footed or fat-out phase. Film study is evident in his route recognition and ability to anticipate based on down and distance. Willing tackler who comes up in run support, though effectiveness varies based on the matchup. His ball skills are above average with good timing on his breaks and high point ability. His press coverage footwork is technically sound with proper hand placement and mere technique fundamentals. He also has experience again as a special teams returner and adds values for teams looking for roster versatility. The Los Angeles Rams. He's also a competitive nature guy who shows up in contested catch situations or he fights through the whistle. So the Rams here, Colton Hood is the perfect prospect for the Los Angeles Rams. He addressed their corners need. He plays physical. He's not undersized. He addresses the secondary. He also is a special teamer. He addresses two of the two biggest weaknesses that the Rams had this year. Colton Hood to the Rams here at pick 29. They double dip in the secondary. I have Akeem Mesidor, edge rusher / D tackle out of Miami, going to the Broncos here at pick number 30. Mesidor is 6'3", 280 pounds from the University of Miami. His explosive first step allows him to constantly penetrate the backfield, and he made 10.5 TFLs in 2022. He's a versatile run defender capable of lining up at multiple positions along the defensive front, increasing his value in various schemes. He demonstrates excellent hand usage and leverage, allowing him to shed blocks effectively and maintain gap integrity. This is just a case of the rich get richer. The Broncos, they have an awesome defense already. Might as well make it more awesome with Akeem Mesidor. The last two picks here on the board, the Patriots at pick 31. I think they take Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle out of Utah. One of the biggest weaknesses for the Patriots is the offensive line. They need someone to pair opposite of Will Campbell. They need someone in the interior of the offensive line, so they take Caleb Lomu. Lastly, at pick 32, I think the Seahawks take Avion Terrell, defensive back out of Clemson. He's a little bit too undersized for my liking to be a early to mid first rounder, but he's still explosive, he's still speedy. The Seahawks are set to lose 3 of their secondary players to free agency. I do think Job comes back. I do think Bryant comes back. I don't think Tariq Woolen comes back. I actually think Woolen will be a Los Angeles Ram, but that's another story for a different day. So the Seahawks, to end the first round, take a secondary player in Avion Terrell. Now, I did end up almost taking Jonah Coleman, running back out of Washington. Zach Charbonnet will miss the entire 2026 season. They need a power back to fill in that role. Jonah Coleman is perfect. Plays in the Seattle area. Plays at the University of Washington. He's not really explosive. He's not as athletic as Kenneth Walker, who I do think Seattle re-signs, by the way. But the pick here is Avion Terrell, defensive back out of Clemson. That is it for my mock draft 1.0. Thank you guys for listening. If you stayed until the end, I truly do appreciate you. Make sure you go check out Rate Game Sports. Download the app today. Thank you to Rate Game for being a sponsor, and we will see you next week on Friday.